Rick, tell me why you're running this time for City Commission.
Well, I'm running for City Commission because I think we need to do more to live up to our potential here in Great Falls. There are three things I hear over and over again from talking to people in the community here, is what people really want here is better jobs and more opportunities for all of us, less crime, and a more responsive and transparent City Commission. So those are the things that I hear all the time here. And so I'm running for City Commission because I think I can help get us there and live up to our potential.
Okay. And tell me why people should vote for you.
People should vote for me because I'm very serious about bringing Great Falls to the place where we can once again live up to the promise that our town has. Like I said, I was raised here. I remember when we were the most bustling, busy, we were kind of the envy of Montana at one time back in the day. And I'm not saying that we need to go back to those days, but we certainly can build some new glory days. One of our biggest issues here, in fact, I think our biggest issue here is we need to expand our population. We need to grow. We've been left in the dust by other state and regional cities. Just by example, the Census Bureau in 2010, between 2010 and 2018, Bozeman population grew by 25%. Now that's too hot. If you're going to use the Three Bears analogy. Butte on the lower end grew by 2.4%. It's not bad. Missoula was 12%. Bozeman was, like I said, 25%. And then Billings was about 8%. Helena about 8%, right in there. Great Falls was, in those 8 years, 0.4%. 320 people, Cascade County growth over 8 years. It's unacceptable. And if we want to have a tax base to support things like public infrastructure, public safety, public education, we need to start to grow a little bit, and we're just struggling to remain stagnant here. So,
okay. That was going to be my next question: is what would you say is the dominant issue or challenge facing the commission? Would you say it's developing that?
Yeah, and I always go back to the three things. Those three things: we need to grow, better jobs, more opportunities. We've got a real crime problem here, and people have lost trust in our City Commission to a certain degree. And in our public officials. And there's a real been some damage done there. We need to restore that.
Okay. So when it comes to growth and development, how would you say the city is doing, and what, if anything, can be done to improve that?
Well, we're not doing very much. We haven't been for a while, obviously, because, as I said, we're struggling to remain stagnant here. We need to grow, and we're not doing it. And, our income levels are among the lowest. Even though they have been going up slightly, our median income and our average incomes are amongst the lowest in the state, definitely in the region. So we need to grow and get better incomes here. What the City Commission can do about that is to streamline the development process. I hear it over and over again. We're not business friendly here. And part of that reason behind that is because we make it hard for people to come here and do business. So we need to streamline our development process. I think we need, as Chief Bowen, Great Falls Police Department Chief Bowen has requested, I think we should put 4 to 6 more police officers on the street and focus on reducing drug crime here. And that helps. And I think we need to make it a priority to make sure our City Commission is transparent and responsive to the people.
Okay. As you look at this current City Commission, are there any positive things you can say? Anything that they've done well? Yeah, I think that I do see a little bit of improvement here in the last several months, that in terms of being more responsive to people and being a little bit more concerned about the ethics and the transparency and the honesty issues. Now, that was brought about because of some issues that came up last year with CDBG funding and some conflicts of interest. HUD wrote a letter to the city and named 3 of our sitting city commissioners as being
involved in direct conflicts of interest in the distribution of CDBG funds. Because of that, we now have an ethics panel, and the city commission is more aware that they can't be doing that kind of stuff anymore. And so I think they have improved there, but there's still improvement that needs to be made.
Okay. And what would you say are the negatives of the current city commission?
Well, and again, I guess we can say the same thing. I'm a little disappointed in the recent issue involving the McLean Animal Adoption Center and how two of our commissioners went behind our backs and engaged in secret meetings with the McLean board to negotiate a city takeover or a city partnership. That should have been done for all of us to see. That should have been done in a work session with the benefit of a public record and public comment. So that the CDBG fiasco that happened, it was a huge black eye for us. It really, really hurt public trust because three of our commissioners decided that it was okay to distribute funds to their employers, or employers of their family members or friends. That kind of stuff has got to stop. And then I would say the the M&D construction issue, where our city commission voted unanimously to deny that M&D construction a special use permit, a conditional use permit, after the neighborhood council voted unanimously to recommend it, city staff voted unanimously to recommend it, and the planning board voted unanimously to recommend it. The city commission voted unanimously against it. And if you look into the details of that, it's pretty obvious that they weren't listening to the people. They were listening to a couple of their friends who came in and lobbied against it. And as a result, we lost 30 jobs out of our town. M&D Construction had to relocate. So those are the things that really we need to change here.
Okay. I think that's all I have. Anything else that you'd like to add, Rick?
No, I think that's it. I appreciate you coming in. Like I said, the reason I came in was to give your weatherman a piece of my mind.
I've got even worse news for you.
He's got even worse news for me. But no, I appreciate you having to come in. This is awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.